That means that you could say there are three different levels. I mean, there could be many. But there is one level where is, you could say, the psychological level at which Maya affects us. Then there is also an ontological level where what Maya actually is. And I don't know whether the word transcendental would be appropriate, where how Maya relates with Krishna in her pastimes. So there could be multiple levels of understanding of Maya also.
Yes. Yes. So there's Maya as the world. That's the Maya as the energy that creates this world. There's Maya as the human condition. So Maya as it affects us, and Maya as the divine condition. So this word I use, divine condition. There's no conditioning, but it's a divine condition, meaning that in the devotees of the Lord, like Narada Muni, they are praying in the Bhagavatam to the Lord that please let me come under the spell of Maya, your yoga Maya, so that I can be part of the divine condition, which is a condition of forgetting the power and greatness of the Lord and participating in his Leela. So Maya also, in this way, bewilders the soul, but bewilders them in a good way. So in this world, she's bewildering so that we learn some lessons and we come back to Krishna. She's bewildering in the sense of punishing us. But in the spiritual world, she's bewildering because the devotee wants to forget Krishna's potency, his power, and voluntarily the devotee is accepting that forgetfulness for the service of Krishna, to love Krishna spontaneously.
So just before we go a little bit more into the specifics about discussing Maya, would you like to say contrast something between, say, the concept of the force of delusion in other religions also, before we go into, say, there is the concept of Satan or Shaitan, which is there in Christianity and Islam. So there it seems that their idea is that there was an angel who rebelled, most powerful angel of God, who rebelled against God, and then that's how he became the devil. So it does seem that while Christianity rejects that, what is the Manichaean tradition which says there is good and evil which are always in combat, but still there is the idea that the devil is opposed to God. So the idea of Maya as a devotee of God, and the devil as you could say, a fallen devotee or a fallen angel, or you could say anti-angel, they are categorically, there is significant difference, isn't it?
Yes. And see, this is something that I am very enthusiastic about, is that Maya is not something separate from the Lord, like a Satan, like an evil figure in other traditions. Why? Because Maya is the energy of God. It is mother, and it is meant to fundamentally liberate the soul. It's meant to help the soul. Now, the part that is very interesting is that the idea of Satan in Christian traditions is similar to the concept of Maya, to the conception of Maya in Shankaracharya's thought. In some
Really?
ways, and I explain why.
Okay.
Because, yes, because see, for Shankaracharya, Maya is fundamentally something that is bad. Because Maya, of course, he says it doesn't exist, and Christian thinkers would say that it does exist. But in terms of the effect that it has on us, in terms of they're not so much ontologically speaking, but in terms of the way they are described and their functions, Maya is not Brahman in Shankaracharya's thought. Right? Maya. Therefore, he says Maya itself is non-existent. The world itself, therefore, is unreal. We say, no, the world is real. Maya is real. It is a fundamental power. It is real. And it acts in an elusive way. It is not unreal. But Shankaracharya is saying, no, for all practical purposes, Maya is unreal. It is non-existent. The world is also unreal. And therefore, since Brahman is real, Maya is unreal. And therefore our Vaishnava acharyas actually accuse Shankara of being the dualist. He's actually teaching dualism, and we're teaching monism. But he's saying there's two things: there's Maya and Brahman. Now he says Maya is neither real nor is it unreal. It is anirvachaniya. But whatever it is separate than Brahman. It is something that is in competition, or you could say
Oh,
as a
okay.
separate identity than Brahman. We are in Maya right now. That is the fundamental human problem. We are not in Brahman. In Christianity, they're saying the same thing, that Satan is fundamentally in competition with God, and therefore it's something bad. And God has somehow going to destroy this angel, or has destroyed this angel, but we have come under the forces of Satan.
This is striking. So, in terms of ontology, the conception of, in terms of the nature of reality, the conception of Maya and the conception of Satan may be very different. But in terms of, you could say, what you said, the human condition, in terms of how they affect us and how they relate with God, there is a remarkable level of similarity in terms of the operational aspect, you could say,
Yes.
isn't
Yes.
it? Yeah.
And this is the kind of the, in my book, I talk about Shankaracharya's, conception of Maya. This is a major weakness that, just, very unbiased scholars have found in Shankaracharya's thought, in terms, specifically in terms of his conception of Maya. See, so in the Vedic scriptures, before, like the Rig Veda, and I'm specifically speaking of the Vedas, and the Upanishads, Maya is seen as creative power, something real and energy that comes from God. Now, what Shankaracharya does is he says that one word, he changes the meaning of the word, and he says, from being real, it's unreal, right? He changes the meaning of the word Maya. From being creative power, it's now something, that is fundamentally, unreal. So when he does that, then wherever in the text it says that, wherever it says that, Bhagavan creates this world through his Maya, or he appears in this world through his Maya, like in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that I appear in this world through this Maya, then immediately says, see, it's coming through Maya, therefore it is Maya. And Krishna's form in this world is Maya. So all he had to do was just tweak, or you could say adjust, the meaning of the word Maya. He didn't have to change the text. He didn't have to reject the shlokas. Shlokas were the same, Vedas are the same. You just change the meaning of the word Maya, and now all of a sudden, everything that is produced from Maya becomes illusion and unreality. And my argument is that this meaning of Maya, this conception of Maya, as something that is separate from God, something that is unreal, is Shankaracharya's own contribution to the history of Indian philosophy. It's his own contribution. It's his own philosophy for which he should get credit for, he should be recognized for. But we cannot say that that is the philosophy of the Upanishads. Because the simple fact is that Maya is used about 14 times in the Upanishads, and it's never used in the context of unreality. Generally we think, Maya is really an Upanishadic concept. It's hardly an Upanishadic concept. You find Maya in the Vedas, you find an explosion of the use of the terms in the Puranas. But as far as the Upanishads themselves, they hardly use Maya 14 times, and about 3 or 4 times they use it as magic. It's some description of the magic of Indra or the Devas that's there in the Upanishads. Or Shvetashvara Upanishad, Maya is used as the energy of Rudra, as the creative power of Rudra in the Shvetashvara Upanishad.
Oh,
So
okay.
where does this idea of Maya's illusion come from? It comes from Shankara himself.
Now, saying it's his own contribution is a very respectable way of saying that it is not based on scripture. Is it? A respectful way of saying it.
Yes, and that's important. That it's not based upon scripture. Yes.
Okay.
And a part of the problem is in the word illusion, because the English word illusion can be very misleading. And this is something also that I recognize. It's not just the Sanskrit words that cause us confusion, but it's also the English words that we use. So illusion in one context can be translated as unreality, and an illusion in another context can be translated as mistaking one thing for another, right? That which is not. Mistaking the rope to be a snake, like that. So when Srila Prabhupada is using the word illusion, he's using it in this sense. confusing things, seeing one thing to be another. When Shankaracharya is using the word, or Advaitins are using the word illusion, they're using it in the sense of unreality. So Shankaracharya says that Maya neither exists nor does it not exist. And Ishvara, the Lord, is Brahman appearing in the world of Maya. So, so essentially, Ishvar is Brahman seen through Maya. Now, one of the, you could say, contradictions or problems in Shankara's own thought is that at times he says that Ishvar is Brahman. He does not say that Ishvar is completely Maya, because he doesn't want to give Ishvar that position. But on the other hand, he says that Ishvar is Brahman seen through Maya. So even Advaitins themselves have seen this as a contradiction, and Western scholars, you could say contemporary scholars, have noted that to some degree, Shankara's conception of Maya is incoherent, because he says two different things, different places. And philosophically speaking, sort of in terms of internal consistency, what is Ishvara? Is God Maya or is he not? And Shankara is not willing to say that he is Maya and only Brahman is reality. And he's also not willing to say that Ishvar is Brahman, which means that now he has yet a third category. He has Brahman, he has Ishvar, and he has Maya.
Okay.
So now, in terms of world religions that you were saying, so this now, in all of these differences, the difference between the Bhagavad conception and the other world religions is that they are seeing things that are, in some Christian traditions, they're seeing Satan and evil as separate from God. And therefore, there are things that coexist with God or that are in competition with God. But the Bhagavata is actually saying that unity in difference, so oneness in difference, that there is just one fundamental reality, and Maya is the energy of God.